Amy, what is our first main topic today?
Our first main topic comes to us from Chase. I recently saw that Deadline reported the Duffer Brothers have launched their own studio, Upside Down Pictures, and that they will be producing, among other things, a show adaptation of the Stephen King novel The Talisman, as well as a new adaptation of Death Note. What are your thoughts and opinions on both properties, and what do you think of the news?
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, Chase. And yeah, of course, Stranger Things, firing on all cylinders. They just finished what I consider to be the best season that they've ever had. The Duffer Brothers right now, their name is as hot now as it's ever been, and they're striking while it's good because they just signed a new production deal. They've got their new studio, Upside Down, which is a great name for their production studio, by the way. That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. And there's a number of things they're talking about, including, Stranger Things spinoffs, a live stage show, whatever. But two interesting things, one in particular, Talisman.
Yeah.
But Death Note. Doing Death Note, a live action Death Note series on Netflix. And if that sounds familiar, and you can smell the stench of failure in the air, you might remember the live action attempt they made at making a Death Note movie. Not good. Didn't turn out so well. But I guess Netflix is thinking, okay, we swung and missed. This is too good of a property for us to pass up on. Let's get the Duffer Brothers to do it, because the Duffer Brothers are going to be doing not a movie, but a series based on it. This comes to us from the good folks over at Joe Blow, who write the following. Netflix is shifting gears and moving ahead with a live action series adaptation of Death Note that will be produced by the Duffer Brothers, the creators of the streaming service's hit series Stranger Things. The Duffers will be producing Death Note through their newly formed company, Upside Down Pictures. Deadline reminds that the original Death Note focused on a bright teenager who discovers a mysterious black notebook that gives him supernatural power over life and death, the latter caused by writing a person's name in a book. The teen becomes intoxicated with power as he decides to cleanse the world of undesirables. As a law enforcement team tries to stop him, they add that the Duffer Brothers Death Note series will be an entirely new take that is not connected to the Adam Wingard feature that they already failed with. And again, that comes to us from Joe Blow. Okay. Number one, the one good thing that came out of that Death Note movie was Willem Dafoe voicing the demon. Right? That was great. That was creepy. It was wonderful. Number two, it shows that you got to do a lot more adaptation, bringing something from one medium to another. Because there were many ways in which the Death Note Netflix movie was quite true to the original story, and it definitely needed more adaptation. Number three, I'm excited that they're doing this. I am. I mean, look, the Death Note story is a really good story, and it's not about a demon. I can't remember what they call this particular kind of demon, but it's not about the demon. It's about it's really about human nature. What do you do if you suddenly had that kind of power? And you could do this. Where do the moral lines get drawn? Who's right? Who's wrong? To me, that's a compelling bit of narrative that you can turn into something really cool against, a fantasy kind of background that this show inhabits. So to take another swing at it, instead of saying, we tried, never mind. To step and take another swing at it, especially since it's not a movie, but rather it's going to be a series. So I think the audience is going to be able to differentiate it. And by the way, I don't think a whole ass ton of people watch the Netflix movie version of it anyway. So you know what? I think this is a worthwhile thing to try at any rate. Rob, you hear about this. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I mean, like you said, the Duffer Brothers strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got one of the hottest TV shows of the last, maybe since Game of Thrones in terms of pop culture zeitgeist penetration. So starting a new studio, and I just want to point out The Talisman was written by Stephen King and Peter Straub. It's a wonderful book. I can't wait to see them adapted. It's something that people have wanted to see. They've been trying to adapt it for 30 years, 40 years almost. Would love to see that. I think that's a great project for them. It's perfect. I'm sure they're going to direct it. I can imagine that they would not just produce. But Death Note, again, I think they're doing it because they love it. I would imagine that what they needed, not that Adam Wingard didn't love Death Note, but they probably said, I bet Netflix didn't, I bet they went and said, yeah, we'd like to do a Death Note. I'm
sorry, but doesn't that picture look like it's a promo piece for an upcoming documentary on the formation of ABBA? just throwing that out there. Sorry.
No, it kind of does. No, but
the Bee Gees.
But I think both Death Note is something that they probably wanted to do, And same with the Talisman. I think those are great projects. Very exciting to see what they're going to come up with. And Upside Down, whatever they do, I'm sure they're going to make a mint.
Amy, what do you think about them doing either the Talisman? I mean, the one that's more interesting to me is Death Note because of the nature of it. But what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, them doing Stephen King's feels just like such an obvious next move. And that, I guess, would be my only thing is both of these projects seem really interesting. It'll be cool to see if they can sort of, salvage Death Note's legacy and make something great out of that as an adaptation. I just hope down the line they make some more original stuff.
Yes.
Because Stranger Things was such a just fantastic zeitgeist. I will say, for a half second, my brain was like, oh, more adaptations, because Stranger Things is such an amalgamation of all these different things.
True.
It took my brain a second. But I'd love to see what they could do, really continuing to push that envelope of what their original stuff looks like. I'm sure I hope these will be great. I'm very curious to see what they do, but they feel kind of like logical moves for them of okay, what you can do, and let's adapt some things that feel kind of in that wheelhouse. So I'm just hoping down the line Upside Down makes some great original stuff, and maybe it won't live up to a Stranger Things, but I'd love to see what that attempt looks like.
You're right, because what we're hearing about Upside Down right now, the three main things we're here talking about is spin-offs of Stranger Things, Talisman, Death Note, all adaptations. I really do hope that they also on their roadmap have, let's see what else you can create.
Yeah.
Something brand new. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? The Duffer Brothers Upside Down is going to be doing Talisman and, more notable to me, a Death Note live action series. What do you guys think? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down into the comment section below and leave those there. We want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Manscaped. Now, guys, I love Manscaped. You've heard me go on and on about the Lawnmower 4.0 and that body wash. I love it so much. And so we got to ask, guys, have you started your spring cleaning yet? The carpets need cleaning, the drapes need dusting, and your lawn needs mowing, gentlemen. And you guys know Manscaped isn't more than just one product. They have a whole lineup of products to help you guys feeling, smelling, and looking your best. And so Manscaped is proud to present to you the Performance Package 4.0, which is the only tool that you need to keep your boys looking, smelling, and feeling good this spring. Now, to start off with, you get the Lawnmower 4.0. Guys, we have talked about this. What is wrong with us? Why have we for so long been using these terrible tools that were never meant for cutting our hair down there? The razor clipper things on our electric razors. That's barbaric, guys. You need the Lawnmower 4.0. And then there's the Weed Whacker. You guys have heard our own Ray Ora talk about this thing. He loves using it to get that hair in your nose and the ear hair. And then they offer lots of other stuff like the Crop Preserver. It's an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. The Crop Reviver. It's a spray-on toner for your balls. And of course, they've got the perfect grooming tool for your face with the Plow 2.0, the perfect razor for the finest shave on that face. So guys, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code CAMPEA. That's CAMPEA at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the promo code Campea at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life.